Hey, good evening, folks, and welcome to the Let's Go Fishing Show. And Mike, in case you forgot, while we've been in a hiatus here, I'm going to say it's hosted by Steve Cox and guest host Mike Cox.
Be fine.
That be all right?
Be all right, yes.
I didn't want you to forget that. You know, it's been so long since you've been over here. You do know how to do this, don't you?
I think I can remember.
I believe you. All right, I'm glad to hear that. Folks, we're glad to be back, and Mike's promised me this year's going to be better than last year, which it wouldn't take a whole lot of improvement to beat it, Mike.
No, it sure would.
You know? And, you know, when you're on the zero, it don't take but a little bit to get to one.
That's for sure.
Oh, man, I'm just having fun, folks. I tell you what, I got to kind of looking back over the notes, all the shows we done last year, and I'm going to run over some of them here in a little shortly, but bring back some good memories. But anyway, I want to say a special thanks to Mike and Bill. They were the more constants here on the show with me, and I want to special thank those two gentlemen. Couldn't do the show without them, and then all the other guests that's been on through the year, I want to thank them. I want to say a special thanks to all the sponsors, for sure, and say hello to Dad. I know you're watching, Dad, and say hello to Polly and Bill. Polly wasn't feeling too good this afternoon, and Bill decided to stay with her, and that's a good thing.
Good thing, too.
Yes, sir. Well, I hope she's feeling better now. We got a lot of things to talk about. We got about 9.5 minutes of film, which is not much. And Mike, we're going to do some just our New Year's resolution right here. I'm going to skip pages on you over here and things I wrote down, folks, to try to make the show better for you, and so we get more people watching and make the thing bigger and better. We're going to do a lot more filming, Mike. You know. And commentating really about what we're filming and why we're doing what we're doing and that kind of thing. You know, I've got, and using their fish finder graph, GPS. We're going to show a lot more of that, of how, especially how you're looking and finding this structure for the crappie and the drop-offs for the bass and the humps and that kind of thing. Any more, folks, with this GPS and map quest, you know, there's no secrets on the lake anymore. You can split screen that fish finder, and it shows you the graph or the fish locator on one side, and the humps and the high places and the sunken places and house foundations, stump rolls, TWRA brush piles. I mean, you know, it's all there. So there's no secrets anymore. It's just throwing the right bait.
You got that right.
And being there at the right time.
Yes, sir.
Mike, it's all, you know. So we're going to bring a lot of that out this year, hopefully. And I may even have to encounter, I done jumped Wesley about being mine. I want to thank Wesley, too, for couple of times he was over here with me, and the times he went fishing and with me, and this, that, and the other. But I done jumped him about he's gonna have to be my cameraman and Mike and get a little more action shots. I still haven't give up on the drone. I'd like to have a drone with a camera on it, somebody operating it in the boat. Give some aerial views of where we're fishing, how we're fishing, why we're fishing the way we are, and that kind of thing. So we're looking forward to this coming year. Hopefully we can make it bigger and better.
Yes, sir.
And right quick, Mike's looking at a trip out to Dale Holler here in a week or so, and I'm counting on some good film coming back.
Me too.
Yes, sir. Bill's getting ready. So and there are some fish being caught out there right now, and water's got a little color to it there on Dale Holler, believe it or not. So that helps. You take a clear lake like that, get stained up a little bit, man, them fish kind of go berserk, Mike.
Most definitely.
So we're moving right along. Before we get to the film that we've got, and it's night fishing, and you know, I'll talk about that after we show it, but give you some of the reasons why that we went of a night instead of a day, and then we'll move on. But I'm going to just right quick run over some of the stuff that happened last year. Had crappie catching by Mike, with Mike there on Watts Bar there in January last year. We're real good. Caught a lot of crappie.
Sure did.
Yeah.
Nice ones, too.
February, we had Gabe King, largemouth state record, caught on Chickamauga. And Bill and fishing with Bill, I was down at Dale Hollow there with Bill and Paul Harrison, and had some great smallmouth fishing and with some good film. March, we had the Sportsman's Expo up at Second Baptist Church there in Clinton. Had some film from that. Enjoyed that trip up there. I look forward to this year. And then in March, we had the start of the East Tennessee Sportsman's Association, and they're clicking right along. I'll remind you about their first meeting here later on. And then in April, we're still catching crappie on Watts Bar, Mike.
Yes, sir. Sure was.
Without a doubt. May, we had the Travis Lemons St. Jude's Benefit Tournament down on Watts Bar. That was a big event down there at that time.
Hope to be bigger this year.
Hope to be bigger this year. Was it 90-some boats or something like that?
117, I think.
117. I think you're right. I had it wrote down, but I didn't look at it. So, they're growing. They had 80 or 90 boats the first year. That was the second year. They're growing, and that's what they want to do, is keep on getting bigger. June, we had the Free Fishing Day, Kids Day, whatever, from TWRA or from the state. Was a good thing. Back to May. I skipped something. That's kind of when we started night fishing, Mike.
It is.
Yeah. We give up the sunshine and went to the moonlight and started our night fishing runs on Norse. And then in July, we had the conversation about the keeping our catch alive and all that. We had the guys from Coolwell Systems over here, and we talked about chemicals. Then we turned right around and had Tom Jolly from TWRA came in, the biologist, and told us about the salt. Or it's Mike Jolly. Sorry.
Mike Jolly, yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
Rock salt.
Yeah, using the rock salt. That's what they used in their transport truck, and he said that was, as far as they was concerned, that was the best you could get. If you could do anything at all, that was it. And then in August, I had the young gentleman, Harrison Hines, over on Loudon, 4, 5, 6 hours that day. We had a good time. Young fisherman just trying to get started, and wanted to help him out all I could, and it kind of rejuvenated me a little bit, made me feel like I was older than I really am, Mike. He had a lot of energy, and that kind of rubbed off on me a little bit. So then we moved into September and was night fishing on Dale Hollow. Mike and Bill and Max was out there. It's had a good trip, Mike.
Oh, yeah. Yes, sir. Caught some dandy fish. So we moved on in there in September, had the King of the Hill winners over here on film. John Cook took care of that for us. Then in October, I really appreciate Mike Richards' phone call that night. He if you missed it, he said, Steve, you're doing good. Said you got the best smallmouth fisherman in the country with you, or with you. Have had over there, and now you got the Brad Knight, the Forest Wood FLW winner on the show. And I said, yeah, I'm batting 1,000, Mike, sure am. So that was a big night for us there, too. And having Bill, was who Mike was talking about with us, is always big. And then November, Mike went back to crappie fishing. Sure did.
And December, we night fished. Very seldom in December. I remember some night trips back in the 73. Weather was warm like it was this past winter, or this past Christmas and Thanksgiving. Had several good night trips on Norse back in 73, 74.
We sure did.
Yeah, and so that's kind of a recap of what all we had going on last year, and thought we had a pretty good deal.
Pretty good deal. Update on Brad Knight. He's on. Text me there Monday morning. He is at the gas station gassing up, headed to Florida to get in their first tournament down there. So I told him be careful and drive safe and good luck. So I hope he does good. But anyway, we're moving right on down the list. I will tell you this, next week I've got the Morgan County High School Bass Club. It's going to be my guest over here. I don't know if there's 4, 6, 8, ever how many of them shows up. Herschel's going to take care of them, he said. So we'll be looking forward to that. And all right, Mike, I guess we're ready to go to the film unless you've got anything.
No, but it's always a pleasure to see those young boys getting interested in this fishing.
I agree with that 100%, Mike. That's exactly right. And that comes back to something that I've talked to the East Tennessee Sportsmen's Association members about, and I've mentioned it here on to you all. You know, those high school kids, a lot of them don't have boats, and a lot of them don't have license, driver's license, that is. And so any help that you can do supporting that, I'm guaranteed it'd be greatly appreciated. All you got to do is go by the high school, ask somebody that you know from the high school who their sponsor is. They have to have an in-school sponsor, and get your name in the hat. You know, if you want to spend a Saturday once a month with them, or maybe once every 2 months, take 2 high school kids out to fish, and you drive the boat and drive the truck, and you know they do the fishing. And but it's a good day on the water, and I guarantee you'd be blessed. You know, so let some of the others that don't have the access to the boats and stuff, give them a chance to compete in the tournaments rather than just being in the club. So keep that in mind. I'd appreciate it. Let's see, Mike. Okay, Herschel, show us all the film you got, and we'll talk about it when you come back.
All right, folks. Rick Whitson and I are down here on Watch Bar, and Rick's got our first fish. Rick, that's a nice little keeper.
Fat belly on him.
Yeah, got a fat belly on him, Rick. Good job. We're going to stay at him here a little while, and hopefully we can get a bunch more. Thank you, Rick. Remember the sponsors, folks, and let's go fishing.
We'll see what it is. He's hooked up here.
I don't believe it's no smallie, Mike. I think it might be something else.
He said he didn't think it was a smallmouth.
No, he's hanging too much on the bottom. It's a drum or catfish one.
He got his line stretched out here anyway.
Yeah, he's shaking. I don't know. He ain't wanting to come up, old Mike.
He ain't wanting to come up, huh?
No, he sure. God dang.
He just pulled off.
He just pulled off.
Well,
Sure did.
yeah.
Uh-oh.
Got a lot of slime there. I believe it was a cat.
I know what that was, Mike.
Yeah. Better be glad that was a penalty.
Yeah, that's a second guesser.
Yeah. Okay. We'll get back after him. Maybe you can figure it out.
All right, folks. Mike and I are here on Watch Bar, and it's getting late, and right there's a double up. Mike, that is real good.
Yeah.
That's 2 dandies. I told you should have thrown your marker buoy out.
No.
Yeah, that's 2 dandies, Mike. That looks good. Folks, remember the sponsors, and can't thank them enough, every one of them. We're down here and let's go fishing, Mike.
That's right. Having fun.
Having fun. All right, let's get them in the box and see if we can get some more. All right, folks. Mike fooled around there and on the next drop and got the wrong species, Mike.
Yeah, Herschel showed up.
Herschel showed up, yeah. I figured he would sooner or later. All right, I'll let you get him off and we'll get back after the crappie maybe. All right, folks. Mike got another good crappie there.
Yeah, you got your nice one there, Steve.
Yeah. All right, Mike, get another.
Yeah, we'll try it. See what we can do.
All right, bud.
All right, Steve's got him a nice crappie there again. You just have to stay after them, keep feeding them out minnows. You might get a good handful of them here before the sun goes down.
Yeah. You want to come on with it, Mike?
Come on with it, too. That's a nice one. He'll eat good.
He'll eat good, too.
All right, we'll stay after them, folks.
All right, let's get on them, Mike. All right, folks. Our Mike is with another good crappie. Attaboy, Mike. We might get on something here before dark. Okay, let's keep at it.
I just play parts of them. I just play whatever I pull off these machines.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Buddy. That is a good one, Mike.
That's a nice one, too.
Got a good picture of him out there in that water?
I think we do.
Huh? Come here, bud. We're going to have to get that little net out, ain't we?
Yeah.
Huh?
He ain't that big.
He ain't that big. Okay,
No.
let me see if I can get him in here then. We'll check him out.
Yeah.
Huh?
Mm-hmm.
By George, he's pretty good size, Mike.
Pretty good size, too.
Huh?
Nice
Man,
one.
that's a nice fish right there, bud.
Yeah, you ain't kidding.
Huh? That fish 20, he's 20 inches long or better.
Well, every bit of it.
Yeah, man, he's a nice one.
Mm-hmm.
All right, folks, Mike and I are up here on Christmas Eve, and just because of the weather, Christmas is going to be tomorrow. We're going to have a Christmas celebration about the 5 o'clock at my house, and we're enjoying this nice weather we're having here in December.
Yeah, that's
All
for
right.
sure.
Remember the sponsors, and let's go fishing.
Yeah.
All right, got Mike back there in the boat checking the camera out here. Sure don't want this thing to mess up due to the dampness. All right.
All right, Steve's got another one on here.
Yeah, Mike, you want to talk up a little louder. You act like you're ashamed I've got one. Another big fish, Mike.
Another good one, too.
Another good fish. I mean, look there.
Yeah.
Dad, hold on, buddy. Hold on, buddy. Yes, sir, that's good. That is a dandy, Mike.
Yes, sir.
Huh? Yeah, boy. Hold on, man. Hold on, bud. Got him, Mike.
You got him, too?
Got him.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he is a good chunk now.
Boy, oh boy, Mike, I want you to look there. What a fish.
Yes, sir, that is a nice chunk.
Dad, gummit, son.
Mm-hmm.
Man,
Yes, sir.
that's two dandies, folks. Two dandy smallmouth here. I'm telling you, we're sitting right about 35 feet.
Mm-hmm.
Going over there in about 26, I guess. That's a dandy, Mike.
Yes, sir.
Back in the water. All right.
He's gone.
He's gone.
Catch him again next time.
Catch him again next time. Water temperature is what, Mike?
54, 55. No, 57 right here.
57.
Hey,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, that's what it is. 57.
All
And,
right.
32 feet. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Here's
That's
the wing.
gummit, Mike.
Yeah.
Got it now, ain't you, Mike?
No, he ain't got no picture at all.
Huh?
He ain't got no picture at all.
What, did the screen light up on the camera?
This is, all right, now then you going?
Yeah. Got a small fish here, folks.
Yeah.
But missed one back there just a few casts ago, and we're still after 'em, Mike. What do you think?
I don't know. We might find the right color for the night's over with.
Okay. It's all about the color, Mike says.
Yeah. Going back. Catch him again.
All right, folks. Our old Bill has got our first fish of the night, and it's Saturday night right after Christmas, and Bill and I are up here on North and taking advantage of this pretty weather, Bill.
Oh, son, I'm telling you right now, it's nice. I like this.
Yes, sir. The lake looks like a mirror, and it looks like the fish are going to bite, Bill.
Yeah, I believe they're going to, old Steve.
All right, buddy, folks. Let's go fishing. Remember the sponsors, and we hope to get you some good film here tonight.
Yes, sir, old buddy. That's right.
All right, Bill, get another.
All right, old buddy.
All right, folks. Old Bill's got another good fish there, Billy.
He's a little dandy.
He's a little dandy, buddy. He's catching them on that higher jig there.
That's right.
Higher fly. All right, Bill. Get you another one, old buddy.
All right, let's get another one right here right quick.
Yeah, buddy.
We're in a good place.
Yes, sir. All right, Bill. Good deal. All right, Billy. You got him filming?
Yes, sir.
Okay, buddy. We're gonna
Now, I pressed that button.
Is it red up here on the top?
Yeah.
All right, it should be recording. That's what it said, record.
Okay, old buddy.
All right, back in the water, Bill.
Back in the water, son. Let's catch another one.
All righty. There he went.
Okay, now then.
Let's push her again. It should say standby.
Okay.
Right there, she's recording.
All right.
All right, then push.
Blind hog finally found an acorn out there, Brad.
Yeah.
Steve ain't the only one that catches smallmouth up here. That's a dandy one.
Nice.
Nice little small one. He's about 33, 34 foot.
Mm-hmm.
We'll stay after him. All right, folks, Brad's got one there. Got him a largemouth in here. Yeah. He's a nice one, Brad. Beat that. There we go. Finally found another one. All right, folks, we ain't having too good of luck, but we're going to keep after it, see if we can find out something.
All right, we're back, folks, and Mike, explain what happened to the camera there on that last little shoot.
The dew was falling awful fast, and the fog was moving through, and one thing and another, and then you lay that thing down for a minute, and the lens gets fogged up on it, and you grab it up, and all of a sudden, you can't. It might show a pretty good screen over here, but what you're actually looking at's fogged up, and you have to wipe it, clean it off, or remember to close the shutter on it once.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, that brought out a good point. Let's discuss the fish. What did you all find out, and then I'll tell you what me and Bill figured out.
Well, we didn't find out a whole lot. We got several little bumps. I think we caught 2 fish there. All we caught that night. And we was doing a lot of checking. We went in shallow. We went out deep, and tried several different baits, but we never really got on anything. Really wasn't no different than what we'd done before as far as the ones we caught. They were still 20, 30 foot deep,
Yeah.
So I didn't see anything changing up there that much.
Right. Well, that's kind of the way Bill and I done. We fished a few places. We was throwing right on the bank. The fish up there. And folks, let me tell you what the deal is up there. Right now, them zebra mussels is. Bill Nichols has fished that lake all his life, and he can tell you right now that water's about as clean as he's ever seen it. And zebra mussels up there is eating plankton up, and the water's just getting clearer and clearer. Well, during the day, you're having to fish out pretty deep to catch them. I've talked to them boys that's been fishing up there today and on North, and they they're catching a few fish shallow. You're going to always do that, but the bulk of the fish is coming out there deep, deep. So, and with the weather the way it was back over the holidays, and we shot that film there after New Year's, the way things worked out, it wasn't too cold for us to be up there every night, and we felt like we'd have a better chance of catching. We did have a couple of good trips up there. Right before Christmas.
Sure did.
And right after. So, but anyway, that clear water Does make a difference up there now. And then another thing too was the water temperature, Mike. It's still 58 degrees.
Well, I think that rain had a lot to do with that. I mean, as much rain as we had, and the lake coming up 7, 8 feet, and it warm rain.
Yeah.
It wasn't cold mornings like we've been getting here in the last couple of days. Down below freezing. Like you was talking about 65 and 75 degree rainwater coming down.
Right, I agree with you. Well, speaking of the warm water, we got fogged in.
Yeah,
I
sure
mean,
did.
buddy, when it set in, it didn't take it but just 30 minutes. And I told Bill, I said, I kept looking back. I said, I want to go over and fish that other point right there, but I swear it's so foggy, I can't hardly see it. Well, next thing you know, then it's foggy there on top of us.
Yeah.
And now, folks, this right here is where you rely on your GPS. We could see the high trees up on the hill, which we were running close to the bank, and I just idled Bill and I down the bank there, but we did get turned around. Now, I was trying to get the GPS adjusted, and which we could still see the bank, so it was a few minutes before I switched it over to GPS and got my track for the way we got up the lake, and we got back in a holler there and got turned around, and then I zoomed in on my track on my trail and got us back in. But I'm going to tell you something about a boat. If you don't think this is true, if you go out there in the daylight and pick you a spot there, one of those marker buoys or something, and then just pull out there about 50 yards from it and just put your motor in gear, and it'll just turn right around in a circle as long as it's idling. It never fails. It'll just go right around in a circle. Now, the only way to stop that is to give that thing just a little bit of gas and make the boat take over from the prop, Mike.
Yeah.
You agree with that?
Oh, yes, sir. Yes.
So after me and Bill turned 2 circles, while we got on our GPS there, got it working, and zoomed in on it and got her, it was the pink line on mine, and then the blue line is the sail line, which is the middle of the channel, and we came right down the lake. I wasn't running real fast, just kind of a real fast idle. A couple of times I got it up on a plane there, and yeah, we'd have been there till daylight. Probably
that.
10 o'clock.
We've done that before.
We've done it before. And we sure have, Mike, and that was before we had GPS.
Yes, sir.
We sure have, and so now that don't keep you from running into something, but it just kind of puts you on the right track.
Mm-hmm. It sure does.
It tells you on there, this is, it's not to keep you from hitting anything, it is keep you on the right track path of getting back. But that came in handy. When we got to the top of the hill above Point 19 ramp and stopped and looked back, all you could see was just a few little dots, looked like islands in the ocean out there, Mike.
Yes, sir.
Them tall ridges.
Tall ridges, yeah.
Yeah, sticking up over the fog.
Mm-hmm.
So, but that's the deal with Norse and the fog and everything, and it was that cool air from the rain and the warm water. And like I said, the water's still 58 degrees, and that kind of thing. Mike, what about the crappie fishing on Watts Bar?
Well,
what did we run into?
The water's still got a lot of color to it down there, and they running the heck out of that river. I mean, you better have a big sinker if you're going to get out there in that channel and drop down. I know that somebody may be catching them up shallow, stand on the banks, or they're throwing in. They may be doing it. I don't know, but I couldn't find none. I fooled around and got back out there into the structure in the back of the hollers and stuff, and we found some fish out there 18, 25 foot deep, Didn't catch a bunch, but we lost a few and stuff. But they was them good crappies still there.
Yeah. I'm going to jump in. Definitely. I got to thinking, I wished I'd had had me a clear jug to dip up some of that water there in the Caney Creek area, just to look at the clarity, because it was brown.
Yeah.
And we stopped 2 or 3 places from Caney Creek down to Thief Neck and didn't do any good.
Mm-hmm.
And we actually didn't catch any fish till we got down past Thief Neck.
That's true.
And the water was getting better the farther down we went, the better the watercolor was.
definitely.
And I've talked to 2 or 3 old crappie fishermen and 2 or 3 young crappie fishermen, and they don't like that muddy water.
No.
It's hard to get a bite from them crappie in that muddy water, and I don't know if a chartreuse minnow would help or not.
Yeah.
But
chartreuse minnow.
Anyway, the water in Little Emery, I was by there today, looks good.
Starting to clear, yeah.
It's starting to clear up. It's looking good. There was 3 or 4 boats there at the boat ramp at Little Emery. I didn't see a boat in. Usually you see them in there fishing, but I didn't see one in there fishing. But if you'll look over on the highway, Mike, the ice is still laying on top of the water.
Oh, yes, sir. It sure is.
More as froze the other night.
It sure is.
So they may have been on down the creek there in Little Emery. But there were several in there fishing.
Well, fella, you got to take into consideration, too, on Watch Bar Lake, when you start going back up in the creeks or in the headwater and follow up the lake, you got all that water coming out of North, depending on how clear North is, and it feeds through Milton Hill, and how dirty Milton Hill is, and it feeding through Watch Bar. But then you go up to Tennessee, and, man, it's a long way to Fontana when you go up Tellico way.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a long way going on up to Douglas or Cherokee. You're going to water coming all the way from up Bristol down this way. So, it may take a month for that water to clear up enough that it quits feeding so much down through there.
Yeah.
We back a lot of water up from Watch Bar. And from what I'm hearing on down to Chickamauga down there, now that Hiawassee was really flooded, and it was just solid brown. I mean, there wasn't no clear water at all, and it's still running muddy from what I was told. So, we got a lot of water to pass through these places to clear up. Yeah. And if they could stop pulling it might settle out a little bit quicker. But they got so much water to get rid of, I don't know if it's going to clear up within the next 2 or 3 weeks, especially if we get any more rain.
Right, I agree. But with that respect, like I said, in the back of the creeks, White Creek, Piney River, Blue Springs, head of Little Emery, the head of Big Emery, that clean water is coming back in.
Come back in.
Yeah,
sure is.
It's clean. It's not muddy or anything like that. So they start clearing up the quickest back in the back of the creeks after a hard rain. But then you got all this water that you got to deal with coming from these other lakes and what have you to keep it muddied up. But bottom line, them crappie ain't gonna bite in that muddy water, from what I've seen.
No, but the minnows is still there.
The minnows are still there. The big, put the depth finder out, and then big balls of them down there in that 18, 20, 25 feet of water. The minnows are still there in the muddy water, but the dang crappie don't seem to want to bite.
No, and the temperature's down to 49, 50 degrees, so.
I thought it was 53 down there yesterday.
It was back in the creek, but you got out there in that channel.
Yeah. The channel was definitely cooler. The water in the channel was definitely cooler than what it was back in the creeks there a little ways, for sure. But anyway, that's about all I can come up with on the fishing part of it is hunt for the clean. If I was going back crappie fishing, I'd hunt the cleanest water I could find.
No doubt. No doubt.
I think the bite's going to be better, and now I've got some fishing reports from people. A boy caught supposedly near 100 crappie. Let's see what day. I think it's maybe Tuesday. In the Emery, somewhere in the Emery, caught near 100 crappie, but he only had 13 nice ones, he said. So a lot of little crappie being caught, but 13 big ones is a pretty good little mess.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
So they are biting, and you just got to find out where they're at, and I don't know what he caught them on. But it come from secondhand information. He told his buddy, and his buddy told me that he caught near 100 crappie and only had 13 keep.
Well, so say that. But now the catfish is still biting good.
Oh yeah, the catfish are biting good, Mike. Exactly.
Yeah.
For sure. Mm-hmm. They are biting good. Yeah, we caught a bunch of them. Now, folks, you can have a ball. Them catfish down there right now on that drop shot rig that Mike's using. they'll smack it. And I tell you, if you wanted to stay in there, if you find one or two, you can catch a dozen or more there.
Yes, sir.
Seems like if you stay in that spot. So, and they're fun to catch. It's hard to get off your hook. I'm going to make an announcement or two here. The East Tennessee Sportsman Association's first meeting for 2016 will be January the 19th at the Rome Street Grill there in Harriman, and they'd love to have you attend the meeting. And you know, I handed out a bunch of flyers to a gentleman over at Edgemore Outdoors the other day, and he was going to take them to some of his buddies and wanted to know all about it, and he hadn't heard about it. So anyway, pass the word along to your friends and neighbors. Try to get them down there, and think about meeting down there at the grill. If you hadn't had supper, I guarantee you can get a great meal right there.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
Most definitely.
Yes, sir. Dandy. I mean, they've got anything that you'd want, and man, it's prepared just right. I'm telling you. Gosh, chicken and dumplings reminds me of my grandma.
Mm-hmm.
And attend that meeting. Plan on attending. Get down there and get signed up, and let's get this thing on. We started last year, and we're a little over 100 members, and we need to double that this year, Mike.
Yeah, if you ain't a member, you need to be one. One of the main things that they was talking about last year was trying to get wounded warriors together and try to take some of these veterans and wounded warriors and take them out fishing one day. So, Willie Word, you need to get in touch with him and get involved in that. We try to get that set up this spring or something. I wouldn't care to take one out crappie fishing myself or something.
I agree.
Just whatever they want to do. But he was talking about having a big deal on that and trying to get some of these guys out and do something with them and show them that we appreciate everything they do for us.
Good deal, Mike. I'm glad you remembered that and brought that up. All right. Over the holidays, I went to a couple of more sponsors, Citizens First Bank in Oak Ridge and Citizens First Bank in Oneida, and I got some tickets there, Mike, for some shirts. And
Okay.
I want you to draw them out there for me.
Draw one out here for you.
All right. We'll see who the winners are here.
I think that's
Put
one.
my glasses on so that I can read them. Oh, Lordy.
How many you want?
Veronica Choate, it is. Keep handing them out here, Mike. Zachary Chamber. I've got phone numbers on these tickets, and I'll call those folks and inform them they're the proud winners of a Let's Go Fishing shirt. Hope James. Linda Gunner. Glad I brought my glasses, Mike.
Yeah, me too.
Them tickets need to be a little bigger. I think that's Trace Overton.
One more?
Yeah, keep drawing them. Dylan Mowers. Okay.
6. One more?
Yep. Joseph Van Hook. Okay.
Yes. Sticking to the sides. Very good. There it is.
Jan Martin.
Oop, I threw one out.
Huh?
That one jumped out.
Well, hand it to me.
Good. Had to be.
Megan Singleton. Amy Knight. This
Get
is
hold of
another,
it.
Mike. That's Save them all others there, and I'll put them in the briefcase.
Okay.
Frank Ray. All right. That's the winners, Mike. You done good. I'll get in contact with those folks and get them a shirt. And we've done great. Let me put them in my paper clip right here so that I don't lose them and get them to the winners. Okay, we moving right along. That's good. I'm sure I'm proud to get the shirts to those people, and hopefully they'll like them and wear them as advertisement for the show. Let's see, Mike. Yeah, the next thing I wanted to mention to you all, Tim's Tires. Tim's family had, they had a four-wheeler dealership there in Olive Springs, and he's got a bunch of four-wheeler parts and a bunch of helmets and accessories. I mean, if you needing some of that stuff, nice helmets. I mean, to tell you, they look great. So if you're four-wheeling, motorcycling, or whatever you might be, he's got parts and helmets down there, and clothing, gloves, the Scott and Smith goggles, and all kinds of stuff. So if you need any of that thing, make sure you stop by there and see him about it. And if you need any tires, that's, for sure, stop by and check Tim's Tires out there. The Knoxville Fishing Show coming up here week after next, Mike.
Sure is.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, that's on a Thursday night.
I think so. Starts on Thursday.
Starts on Thursday, January the 21st, 22nd, 23rd, and 24th. And there is some time slots there. Hold on, I got it all wrote down here. Herschel, I meant to give you that flyer that I've got so you could put it on the screen. But I'm going to read over it right quick. January the 21st through the 24th. Thursday, the 21st, they're going to open at 2 p.m. and close at 9 p.m. Friday the 22nd, they're going to open at noon on Friday now, Mike, and close at 9. Saturday the 23rd, they're going to open at 10 a.m. and close at 9. And then on Sunday the 24th, they're going to open at noon and close at 5 p.m.
Yeah, but now it's moved from Jacobs Building.
It's not at the Jacobs Building. This is the East Tennessee Fishing Show. It's going to be at the Expo Center over Merchants Drive over there off of Clinton Highway. So anyway, that's what's going on there. Reynolds Racing Marine, one of the sponsors of the show, is going to be over there, and I hope to be there. I promised Glenn I'd help him tow some boats and help him be around to direct the customers to his people, whatever it might be. And like I say, I plan on being there as much as possible in those 4 days with him and helping out when I can. They've got all kinds of stuff coming on over there. The special guests, they got Rusty Wallace is going to be there. I don't know exactly when. Jimmy Houston, Casey Ashley, Mountain Man, from Duck Dynasty, Mike Del Vecchio, Ott DeVoe, Brandon Coulter, Randy Howe, Willie Marshall, and Wilson Frazier. So you can put, we all know Jimmy Houston and Rusty Wallace, the NASCAR driver, car dealership owner, what have you. Ott DeVoe, greatly known in this area and on the BASS circuit. So Brandon Coulter, same way. Randy Howe and Wally Marshall is, I said Willie, but it's Wally. He's the crappie guy, Mike.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll need to check with him on this water clarity thing.
Mm-hmm.
And see what he's got to say about that. So, make plans to be there, folks, is all I can say. It's going to be a big event. They got more room, more boats, all that kind of stuff going on. So that'll be a good thing to take care of there, for sure. Let's see, one other thing here. Mike, we're moving right along. Okie dokie. Let's see where I'm at now. Chucks. Oh, yeah. Something I mentioned on our last show. some of the students and ball players there at the Oliver Springs High School. They're having a surprise dinner for Darwin Davis. TC was what we always called him by, and they're going to have that over here at the grill on Milton Lake Drive at 5 o'clock Saturday night. So I told them I'd mention that on tonight's show. If you didn't hear that a week or so ago, anybody that can attend that, they'd sure be thankful for that, and I'm sure he would too. The fishing reports. Like I said, Mike, crappie being caught on in the Little Emery area, and I mentioned that a while ago. And I also was told today, the fella told me they's catching smallmouth, largemouth, and everything else there below Watts Bar Dam right now, and catching some nice ones and a lot of them.
Below Loudon or Watts Bar?
Watts Bar.
Watts Bar Dam?
Yes, sir. Yeah, he made a point to tell me that. He said, man, so, now listen, folks, if you're fishing below one of them dams, it's imperative that you keep your life jacket on. They will blow the whistle, and as a matter of fact, there's signs down there so far below the dam that tells you got to have your life jacket on. Mm-hmm. And that don't mean part-time, that means all time. And plus, it's your own benefit, because they're spilling a lot of water right now. There's no need to get yourself in trouble and get you a ticket or what have you. And it's very easy to set up there on the side of the dam with a pair of binoculars. They got you and got your boat number. Call on the radio. Before you know it, there's somebody there waiting on you. And it's not worth the chance. Something could happen. A lot of people's been drowned below those dams or injured, so enjoy the day, wear your life jacket, and plus you're going to have on a bunch of extra clothes, and as cool as it's been. And I haven't tried to swim in my long johns, goose down suit, big heavy boots. I ain't tried that yet, Mike. Don't know if I could. Barely can swim in a pair of shorts.
I heard.
Huh?
I heard that.
Yeah, with tennis shoes on. So, time you throw another 50 pounds of whatever on there and then it gets wet, you don't want to get out there without your life jacket on, for sure.
There's so many different types of life jacket stuff that you can get now. When we was up there at Pro Bass Shop there, I noticed that one was made into the jacket itself. And there's several other outfits that's got making jackets now that it's got the blow up on it. If you go in the water, it blows up.
Mm-hmm.
And it's made for cold weather. In case you fall through the ice or something like that, it blows up for you.
Right.
It's made for that extreme cold weather. So there's a lot of different things you can buy now that it'll save your life that it didn't have 20, 30 years ago.
Yeah.
I remember used to when the vest first come out. Before, when we was growing up, only thing you ever seen was them old orange ones that went around your head and strap one around your waist, and that was it. And then when that first vest come out, man, everybody in the world was tickled to death to have something like that.
Right.
So they've improved a lot on this thing, safety stuff like that. So you might want to check into that stuff.
Sure have. I wished you'd have tied a sinker on the bottom of that line, Mike, so you could have demonstrated what I run into down there yesterday.
Yeah. Well, as you can see, if you I'm using a Palomar knot, and the way you approach that hook depends on which way that hook's going to set.
Yeah.
One, I come in from the hook side and tied it, and then one I come in from the back side of the hook and tied it. Now, which one is which?
Yeah. Well, if you flop that right over, it's just reversed. But what I was saying
that's what I'm saying. That when you tie that knot,
yeah,
which side of the hook do you approach with your line to start with?
Yesterday, where's that whiteboard at? You got it.
And you can see it better on this here.
Yeah, you made a hook. Yeah.
Made a big hook out of this wire, and see, this is coming from your rod, and you want your hook to turn up like that.
Well, yesterday I missed a few fish, and I thought
your hook was like this.
I had one of them was turned with the hook down,
And I thought, what the heck? And I just noticed it right after we got pretty close to being done or getting ready to quit. And I told Mike, I said, now, Mike, I said, that ain't no good. I said, I want that hook, the hook setting up, you know, that top hook. Now, he's got me tying 2 hooks on like he does because I figured, well, if he's catching them and I'm not catching them, I'm going to do what he's doing. So I tied me 2 hooks on my line.
Some people like to throw a loop around it and turn it like that where it's setting down.
Yeah, well, anyway, I don't want my hook turned upside down. I want it setting with the hook up. Well, the bottom hook was, but the top hook, they was facing one another. And I got to looking there, and I thought, well, now, so I told you today, I said, come up with some way or another for us to put them, you know, it depends on how you run the line. You have to use 2 or 3 feet of line to tie 2 hooks on.
Yeah.
And it depends on how you run that line through that eye of how that thing's going to set. So I said, you know, size it up and make sure the hook's turned up and your line's going through the top hook eye and then down to the bottom hook.
Go through the back side, come out, loop it, tie your regular Palomar knot, and then when you tie it and pull it down, it'll turn up like that if you go in the back side. Now, that's on a Palomar knot. Now, you may try some other different knot, and it come out different.
Yeah.
But if you go through the front side of it, where the loop is, and tie it, then it's going to wind up upside down, just like that right there.
Right. Yeah, I don't want it upside down, Mike. That minnow don't swim upside down. I don't want my hook upside down.
Well, I know, but
what I want you to do, if you're going to beat me crappie fishing, I want you to make some jigs, some leaders up with the hooks on them and the sinker on them. All of them pretty much the same length, so I just have to tie 1 knot, and I'm ready to go. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
Now, why can't you do that?
Well, I guess you could if you want to put you a swivel on there and just snap onto the eye of the hook.
Well, I don't have to even have a swivel. I can take and tie a clinch knot, tie them 2 lines together and be done with it.
Now, some hooks is different. You know, this hook right here, the eye is turned with the dang hook itself. And these here's turned crossways of the hook.
Right.
And most of the little hooks that I use for the crappie is crossways.
Yeah.
If you get one like that, it wouldn't really matter then. It's still going to stay the way you tie it.
Yeah.
It may turn a little on the side or something.
Okay. But like I said, you need to tie us up some leaders with some hooks on them and sinkers on them, where 1 knot, you break it off, you just tie 1 knot instead of tying 3, and you're ready to go.
Yeah, it's hard to make a good crappie fisherman out of you. I can see that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, what the heck? You spend enough time trying to get them minnows on that hook. You know, why can't you have your hook rig already like we do the Carolina rig?
Yeah.
You know, have it already. You can take a piece of Dwayne Hickson showed you how to do that with that PVC tubing and make them things up and string them up, and then it's 1 knot and you're back in the boat.
Yeah.
While you ain't got nothing to do, you need to fix a bunch of them.
Well, I'd soon just go ahead and rig up a couple of rods, and then I don't have that problem.
Well, that's fine and too, but you just let me carry 1 reel and rod. I don't have a choice.
Yeah, well.
So, you know.
Don't complain when you lose them because your hook's upside down.
No,
I told you need to go through the backside first.
I want you to tie the hook where it's setting up our straight like it's supposed to.
Well, you wasn't tying the knot. Don't blame me.
Well, I know, and that's what I told you to figure out how that thing done that, and because I broke it off yesterday, and I was going to bring it over here and show you what was going on, so I had to tell you about it.
Well, I showed you right there. If you tie it, run it in the wrong way, then the hook comes upside down.
Yeah. And that's what I'm talking about. Don't like it. Don't want that hook upside down and then me trying to catch fish on.
You tie see that bottom one there, how it does.
Yeah.
If you tie it the wrong way, come in the wrong way. But then, like I say, you tie a different knot, it may turn out different. You ought to try it a few times on the hook you got. Try it from one side and see how it lays, and then try it from the other side with whatever knot you're using and see how it does.
Yeah. That's why I figured you'd make us up some leaders with the hooks on them and sinkers on them, and we just make 1 knot and let it go.
I'll give you a pack of hooks and let you make them.
Oh, you can do it. You got plenty of time to do it.
Yeah.
You can do it.
Yeah.
All right, folks, we're about out of time. I was hoping we'd have a bunch of phone calls tonight, but it's
hope we got a big audience and everybody learned something. And you know, like I said, our plan is hopefully rest of the year try to have plenty of fishing film. You know, we're going to try to show why we're doing something, and then a lot of it's going to be why not to do it, because this ain't working. You know, type situation. You know, as far as the bottom structure, you know, when you're fishing the shoreline, you're seeing what you're fishing. And when you're fishing out off the shoreline, you're hunting for a drop-off, a stump, a rock, a treetop, something that holds these fish. So that's the kind of stuff we're going to be looking for.
Back of a holler where the water's different or something, or where the minnows is at and the fish is back in there feeding after them. You know, there's always some reason why them fish is where they're at, that they're feeding, that they don't just lay everywhere like that. They congregate.
Yep, exactly right. I did get a call today from Corey Allen, the muskie guy. That's what I call him. I had run into a gentleman a few weeks ago before Christmas, told me he wanted to catch a muskie real bad, and I put him on with Corey and lost his number. Anyway, he got a hold of me and called me today, this morning, and said, hey, you better tell that guy not to wait long on this trip because the fish are biting, and if he needs to catch one, he better get with me quick.
Mm-hmm.
So I went by and dropped off the phone number and got that gentleman, James Bradshaw, give him Corey's number, and through Jim Williams at Edgemore, got a hold of Corey and all that kind of stuff. So anyway, I hope those two guys get hooked up, and the gentleman gets him a muskie. He's dying to catch one, and I definitely want him to get it for sure. 90 seconds, Herschel said. Folks, remember the sponsors. Like I said earlier, I want to thank them. We can't do nothing without them, for sure. And remember to be safe. That's the big thing. The Sign Shop, Citizens First Bank, Tim's Tires, Knox Area Rescue Ministries. Help those folks when you can. Reynolds Racing Marine is going to be at the fishing show. Rome Street Grill. Man, you can't beat that home cooking. And remember, they're going to be the host spot for the East Tennessee Sportsman's meeting next the 19th there in Harriman. Pamela Ann's Fudge, Candies, and Gifts. Man, and like I told you the other day, they were given permission to mention this locally. That their fudge is what's at Cracker Barrel, and so try you some of that. If you're not down in Oliver Springs, there at Pamela Ann's to get it. Shared Treasures, thrifts, consignments, and antiques. Remember them. Mount Pisgah Church Printing Ministries. Don't forget that. Want to thank all those folks, and Herschel, take us to commercial, and we'll be back next week, folks.
Country Fresh Foods. You may not know the name, but you definitely know the taste. Our homemade fudge is shipped all over the country. Its quality is unmatched, and it's made right here in Oliver Springs. But you don't have to travel all over to enjoy it. You can get it right here at our retail store, Pamela Ann's Fudge, Candy, and Gifts. The highest quality fudge in a countless variety of flavors. And we also carry a variety of candy and unique gifts for you to enjoy. Come enjoy the taste you have loved for years at Pamela Ann's Fudge, Candy, and Gifts in Oliver Springs, a division of Country Fresh Foods.
Rodney and Kay Harback invite everyone to come on over to Rome Street Grill to experience a pleasant dining experience with them. Rodney knows how important it is to get folks back to work after lunch, so they have a speedy lunch at Rome Street Grill. They will get you in and get you out. Every day they have a special at lunch or order off the menu. So go visit the fine folks at Rome Street Grill. Call them at 865-285-6025. That's Rome Street Grill, across from Jerry Duncan Ford in Harriman. Call them at 865-285-6025.